This video is sponsored by Surfshark. Eve, did you bite into the apple? Well, yes, but hear me out. The snake that offered it was ***y. You know what? You right, queen. Surprise, bitch. Bet you thought you'd seen the last of me. Hello and welcome to the Pokemon Diva Tournament.
Mother, Slay, RuPaul.
I'm gonna be completely real with y'all. I just risked it all for that bit. I have not thrown my dumpy on a wall in maybe a decade. Today, we answer the ever-elusive question. Which Pokémon is popping the hardest? For anyone new here, hi, my name is Blake. A lot of y'all think my name is Jake. Regulars, answer for me, it's... not exactly.
But also I'm on Twitch, so follow me on Twitch, which is what I am on, which is Twitch. So if you followed me on Twitch, you would be following me and I would be on Twitch.
I asked you to help me select 32 of the ***iest Pokemon, and boy did you deliver. So now it's time to find out who will take home the coveted Diva Cup. You thought I changed the name, right? Well, you'd be wrong. Wrong channel, bitch. As you can see, we're recording today in my new apartment in New York. Gleecast version, I really want to make that clear. Concrete jungle where dreams are made. So I was trying to decide who my next Diva tournament was going to be, and then I looked through my old videos and I realized I have not made a Pokemon video yet from scratch. What the f? Easily 70% of my YouTube shorts are Pokemon related. How the hell have I not made a Pokemon video yet? Well, that changes today. So without further ado, let us begin. Oh, it spilled everywhere for that bit. Ghost, just know if you ever want to sponsor one of my videos, it will be the campiest thing imaginable. People will applaud your name for decades. Anyway, okay, round one. Okay, first of all, Lapras, the original mother, maybe the patron saint of Pokemon. Like, if I had to pick a Pokemon to be my literal mother, not like mommy, I mean like actually bake me a tasteful strudel hair mother, this would be her. But we do have to respect that this is the first Pokemon to ever come out of the woodwork donk first. She said, oh, this ass? This little old thing? Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Now, Meloetta. Meloetta could write the Odyssey, but Homer could not rock a 40-inch lace front wig like this. They are simply not the same. Now, comparing them, I will admit that Meloetta is a bad babe coochie girly, but there's just something so primal in me that just like yearns for Lapras, you know? It's probably the being 30 thing. You did it, Blake. You made it 45 whole seconds without making a joke about being 30. Progress. But I grew up with this legend, so I simply have no choice but to respect the donk. Lapras, congratulations for being our first win of the day. Oh, Ninetales. Oh, Ninetales. This diva opened up so many doors for above average looking nerdy girls. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The girls that hang around borderline creep nerdy boys because they worship her like a goddess, and she loves that. She doesn't need to be a cheerleader, okay? At any given moment, she's got 6 fedora-clad dweebs who would lay on Santa Monica Boulevard for her at her request. And I cannot emphasize enough how that is. She has style, she has class, she has lore, and that does make her a very strong contender. Now on to Superior. I'm gonna be honest, if this was the snake that Adam and Eve was tempted by, then girl, eat that apple. No one's gonna judge you for that. Like, I imagine God's just like, Eve, did you bite into the apple? Well, yes, but hear me out. The snake that offered it was ***y. You know what? You right, queen. So respect for mother where mother is due. Now comparing them. This is like comparing apples to oranges, but like both of them got filler. It's truly a win-win because I know they'll represent their bracket well, but I will say I think Ninetales would handle the loss with grace, and I think Superior would keep my car. But I am not a coward. I will not crumble to idle threats. And because of that, I'm going to give it to the graceful lady herself. Congratulations, Ninetales. All right, we're on to Meganium, so it's time for me to get on my podium. So listen up, Pokemon Legends ZA was announced, everyone's super excited, woohoo, gays rejoice. But in the darkest crevices of Twitter, there are these sweaty, stinky, deodorant-averse losers who dare say that they never liked Chikorita and they cannot believe that she's in this game. So allow me to send a message to these probably Tesla-driving Neanderthals. I, Blake Jennings, being of sound mind and body, will be picking Chikorita in Pokemon Legends ZA and will be gleefully throwing my ass while doing so. And you wanna know why? Because I think women's stories matter. I care about women. Can you say the same? I don't care if grass was weak in the early gyms. You know what else was weak in the early gyms? Charmander. But no, Charmander's our precious little baby boy. We can't do anything about Charmander. Let's make a 7th Charizard, why don't we? So just know I adore this diva, not only because I love her personally, but now out of spite. Now on to her competition, Volcarona. She is a class act. She does not feel like she needs to prove anything to anyone. She'll hang out with you, but you're coming to her house because it's the nicer apartment. She just finished a long day at her high 6-figure earning job, and she simply does not have the time to look for parking in your Bushwick neighborhood. She's never had to bother with that. She pays for a parking garage in the Upper East Side. For any non-New Yorker, I cannot emphasize enough how rich of a sentence that was. I say all of this as if I don't live in Bushwick, but look at the space. It's gorgeous. That wall, not a single hole, baby. Check it. The parking is bad, though. I will give the joke that. Now comparing the two. Obviously, Volcarona is Miss Lady Ma'am Honey Baked Ham, but I think we both know where my passion lies, and it is with Meganium. An underrated mother will always rise from the ashes on top. Do not ever doubt that, okay? Meganium, get on up there, Diva. Hello, my divas. I'd just like to take a quick second to thank the sponsor of this video, Surfshark. Besties, I think I've made it pretty obvious that I love me some Drag Race. How else could I determine which Pokemon is serving the hardest? I have to consult the ancient texts. But do you know how hard it is to do that? Reality TV shows change their streaming services all the time, and my patience and wallet do have a limit. So instead of purchasing every streaming service under the sun, that's where Surfshark comes in. Surfshark is an easy-to-use VPN that lets you use the internet as if you were in a different state, country, or continent. It has over 3,200 servers across 100 countries, so you can bet at least one of them is going to unlock content in your Netflix page that you normally wouldn't be able to access. It's also just generally safer for web browsing. If you like to occasionally use the free Wi-Fi at your local coffee shop, you might as well be holding up a sign that says free data for any hacker that wants it. But Surfshark prevents this by masking your IP address. Its clean web feature also blocks ads, trackers, malware, and even phishing attempts, so you can surf the web safely. Still not convinced? Well, try it for yourself. Surfshark offers a 30-day risk-free money-back guarantee. And if you go to surfshark.com/BlakeJ or click the link in my description, you get an extra 4 months of Surfshark free of charge. So go ahead and lock in your peace of mind. Thank you again to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the Diva tournament. Now, Frostlass is the face of a diva who knows far too much. She has clocked that T indefinitely. She truly said the child is T, but the fitna is gag, and I do love that journey for her. I hate that journey for me, though. That sounds so awful coming from my Caucasian mouth. I apologize on behalf of the entire Melaninly Challenge community. Is that too woke? I don't care. We need to bring that back. Have you seen what 2025 is like? But in all seriousness, stay on this diva's good side. She knows where the nuclear codes are hidden, and she is not afraid to use them. Now, Primarina, listen, she is canonically an opera singer. I, too, am canonically an opera singer. Not full-time anymore, thanks YouTube, but the fact still remains. And that is how I know that this diva is secretly batshit insane. I'm gonna let you in on some industry tea, okay? I did it for 10 years, I can tell you. Think of any successful opera singer you know. I don't care, just pick one, doesn't matter what era. Okay, got one in your head? Good. That person in your head has a 10% chance of being normal, a 30% chance that you need to check their hard drive, and the remaining 60% chance goes to the fact that they are probably a basket case. An example, in opera circles, there is a well-known rumor that a very famous baritone from back in the day, in his later years, would wear diapers on stage because he would literally his pants when he sang high notes, and he still didn't quit doing shows. There is dedication, and then there's insanity, and I know where Primarina falls. It's the latter. Now, does that hurt her case? Absolutely not. How do you think the term diva came to be? So comparing these two, I simply have no choice. Primarina will end me if I do not pick her at least for the first round. So congratulations, darling, here you go. Honestly, Roserade Tuxedo Mask if he slayed, and was also useful at all. Also, we have to salute the bravery of her taking the risk of coming into this competition with a bus driver shake and go wig. Blank, that's supposed to be growth panels. Not my fault that it's giving Patroon the receptionist you never want to run into at the DMV. You're never getting out of that line, sister. She is going to relish in this moment. Oh, Roserade, I am so sorry. I would say get off the floor, but there's simply no point because your competition is my low tech. Not only is she gorgeous, she has a backstory. She was ugly, she thought vaccines didn't work, she thought that DEI only applied to race, but against all odds, she got her education, she started watching a drag queen for makeup tutorials on YouTube, and she grew the up. And now she has crystallized and she is reaping the rewards of that by mowing everyone else in this competition the over. If I took out my low tick in the first round, I'm going to have a SWAT team at my door within 4 minutes of this video being posted, so I have no other choice, and I know that you know that. Now, Mawile was a bit of a sleep hitter. I did not expect her to be in this tournament, but she was heavily requested in my comments. And after giving it a second glance, I totally see why. That is a sinister ponytail. It is not legal in countries that do not allow open carry.
Your best defense against financial ruin is a side ponytail.
I do feel she's giving a little baby Sasha Colby, and anybody that knows me even remotely knows that I basically just called her Jesus. Although I will say the competition is a little bit more stiff than I expected, because in the other corner is Frostmoth. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls are always a little cold. They love to torture their 300-pound body heat factory boyfriends by setting the AC to a tasteful 78. Also, Frostmoth, you are immune to this criticism. But my viewers, if your preferred internal temperature starts with a 7, I hope you understand that you will never meet heaven's gates. So it is after careful, tedious deliberation that I do have to go with my gut on this. Because while I love winter fashion, I did call Mawile baby Sasha Colby, and I can't take that back. So the toothpaste is out of the tube. Congratulations, Mawile, you're going on. All right, let's see who we have. No, How is this the first round? How is this the first round? I expected both of these converses to be in the top 4. Easy, easy semifinals. But the cards will fall as they may. Heart of the Cards, Yu-Gi-Oh! 2002. Oh my God, I'm so old. So let's dissect this. This is gonna be a painful band-aid to pull. So Gardevoir, in the mother toilet, didn't flush, clogged the toilet, created a biohazard, had to replace the bathroom. The new bathroom is so much prettier than the last one. Was Gardevoir's plan all along. Love wins. Like, you have to understand, when this diva debuted, lives were changed. All the little gay boys and the adult perverts joined hand in hand in Pokemon World Harmony for the first time in a very long time. It's going to be hard pressed to find anyone that can hold a candle to Gardevoir. But man, if we're not close with this one. Quaquaval? I've never actually heard it out loud. Quaquaval? Why do I hate that? Ooh, that might have taken his points down a little bit, actually. But anyway, Quaquaval was a pretty big deal in Pokemon because this really was the Pokemon Company's way of saying, hey divas, we love like, I do truly love that we live in a world where the Poppers Attic community now has Pokemon representation. Like, I know this little king freaked out when Abracadabra came out, knew the entire choreography in a single day. But again, he was just dealt a bad hand. Like, what can you do against Gardevoir? So it's pretty straightforward. Unfortunately, it is pretty straightforward. Okay, so Jinx, love this girl down. She is so messy. Like, this is the face of someone who knows exactly who in the neighborhood is having an affair, but she'll never tell unless you ask her, in which case she will spill immediately. Like, I just know a single brunch with her would heal me. All my self-doubt, all my internal conflicts, all my past endeavors just gone. Gone in a single mimosa. Now, will she spill it to other people? Yes, absolutely. She's not a close friend. Don't tell her everything. But an arm's distance, fun time friend to take to the bar, that's this mother right there. That's this legend. Now, comparing that to Tapu Fini, definitely a Ravenclaw, definitely will tell you that within the first conversation. So unabashedly herself. People will be like, you know that J.K. Rowling's problematic, right? And she'll just be like, I don't care. And you know what? Wig. I get that. I respect that. I listen to Azalea Banks. I can't judge. But this is another one where I feel like respect for your elders really holds precedence. So Jinx, moving on up, girl. Please, please keep my secrets safe. Please. I'm doing you this favor, please. Okay, so Vespa Queen. There is something so mother about having 7 coochies. All in pristine condition, mind you. That pH balance is on lock. That might be the worst thing I've ever said in a video. Yep. Although we love women here. What, you got a problem with pH balance? Grow up. But I will say, when it comes to Auroras, I have such a soft spot for this queen. Like, when I see this goddess, all of Carly Rae Jepsen's best hits play simultaneously in my brain. But it somehow does not make me feel overstimulated. I feel welcomed. I feel whole. I feel warm. Like, when I see her, I know everything's gonna be okay. Ventura Highway's iconic guitar riff starts playing out of nowhere, and I ascend. So we have to weigh the options. Everlasting peace and comfort, 7 coochies. Surprisingly, this is a lot tighter of a choice than you'd think, but by a hair. Truly, this could be anyone's game any day, but how I am feeling right now, Auroras. There you go, girly. Ooh, women who have a proclivity for stepping on necks, it is your time in the spotlight, baby. Let's take it. I can clock a Chapel Roan superfan from a mile away. Like, you want to talk about the giver? Serena is giving you a rhinestone boot up your ass. And by God, if I do not love her for that. If there's one thing gay men are obsessed with, it is violent women who do so slayifically. Like, Kill Bill is just women choosing violence. And let me tell you, Tarantino clocked the gays heavily with that one, because we as a conglomerate are obsessed with it. Also, padded diva, boots the house down, slay mama. Speaking of padding though, Mega Diancie. Mega Diancie. Mega Diancie! You know when Violet Chachki came on stage to hand her crown to the next queen on Drag Race, and for a moment there we all saw God? That is exactly what seeing Mega Diancie for the first time was like for me. When I saw her, I understood the plight of the woman just a little more. And I'm with her shirt grew through the dermis of my measly male physique. And from that dawned a new age where I truly understood just how much worse men are than women. Like, this is drag. This is drag. She said, this is Swarovski. Swarovski doesn't even exist in the Pokemon universe. She made them come to her universe and stone her f***ing dress. And may I just say, on behalf of everyone watching this video, thank you for that. Thank you for that! So while they are both giving, one invented charity, and I think we know who. Congratulations, Mega Diancie. Oh, Kangaskhan, a single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops. She is a working woman. That little baby right there, when it decides to finally grow up, even though it's been like 30 years, like, come on, chop chop, that little thing's gonna be a doctor because of the opportunities given to it by Kangaskhan. Now, that being said, she's gonna let you know that. She's 100% that mom that's like, whatever, I guess I'm the only one that does all the work around here. Y'all gonna miss me when I'm dead. And you know what? She's right. Now, in the other corner though, this is hard because Miss Espeon. Let us list the attributes, shall we? Psychic type, arguably the ***iest type. Fairy type, I see you, girl, love what you're working with. I just feel like you're trying too hard. Psychic type doesn't have to prove shit. Pink, love that. And also in a constant state of mewing. That jawline is tight. So that's where comparison gets hard. They're both saying the same thing, but with completely different tones. And Espeon, I am gonna say, while you seem to be the most straightforward Slay, I do feel like you are serving the same way that Milotic is serving. And if we're gonna choose between the two of you, it's going to Milotic. So like, why should I move you forward, you know? Because Kangaskhan, I believe, is serving in a way where she could actually compete. Like, she's giving a different narrative. And I do feel like that does give her the upper hand. So while I initially did not expect this to be the choice, I do think I have to give it to Kangaskhan. I gotta be honest, when Giratina was suggested, my first thought was,
Ariana, what are you doing here?
but then I was reminded of Giratina's second form, so this is my public apology. Giratina, baby girl, I am so sorry for ever doubting your game. She said, legs off, face snatched. This is gender-affirming care if I've ever seen it, and I do stand her for that. She said, I do not need legs to walk this runway. I will still win. Now, while I do love the confidence, baby, your competition's right behind you and she is catching up close. Pheromosa. This is one of those levels of where you tense up at the mere sight of her. Like, I don't know when it happened, but the Pokemon community apparently was like, can you please put Naomi Campbell in this game? And they said, bet. Like, she is paid to be mean. And she doesn't even get taxed on it, okay? The IRS is scared of her. And let me tell you, tax evasion is wrong, unless it's a girl doing it. And then I kind of live, you know? Like, she's not a billionaire. She's not cutting that level of taxes. She makes like a tasteful 200K. And if her avoiding taxes and our public school getting like one less swing set means that she gets to look like this, I'm okay with it. Like, I will say, it is astounding that she clearly biologically has never pooped because she eats so much. So Giratina, while you do slay, Pheromosa did invent homicide, so I do have to give it to her. Okay, Tinkaton, let's just call it what it is, the face of shoplifting. Like, I know this Diva steals because she's super cute and can get away with it. But she only does it from places like Hobby Lobby, you know? She said, you hate the gays? Fine, I'm mopping this store for everything it's worth. But while she commits petty theft, her competition steals the entire show. Regirock with a handbag. There is literally no conceivable way I could not have this competition without her being in it. When I tell you, I will never forget where I was when I was introduced to Regirock with a handbag. I was changed on a chemical level. I have living, real relationships in my life that I care less about than this diva. No one is doing it like her. She looked at Charlie XCX and said, name the album, Brad. Do it. And she did. And it sold everywhere. And it's all thanks to Regirock with a handbag. So Tinkaton, I think you understand. I think we all understand, right? Okay, Meowscarada. There is a certain power to being the conduit that helps you understand just how many of your close friends are secretly sex pests. Like, I thought the Pokemon community as a whole was starting to be kind of chill, and then Meowscarada came to be. A Category 5 horny quake, the likes of which we have rarely seen in the internet. All we wanted was for that little f***ing cat to keep all 4 of its legs on the ground. And what did the Pokemon company do? They said, stand up and be sexy. Like, I love this girl, but the baggage she comes with, and by baggage, I do mean freaks, does deduct a few points. Now, compare that to Miss Articuno. Toe, if you will. You know that stereotype of how autistic boys are obsessed with trains? This is trains for loud gay men who think that having a Grindr profile makes you an activist. Like, there are so many men with profiles that say no femmes, no fats that secretly want to be Articuno, and they refuse to let the diva out, and that is a crime. Just put on the wig, girl, you'll be happier. So 2 queens that do come with a fandom that's a little bit meh. But I do feel that one fandom is a little bit more redeemable than the other, and it is Articuno, and I don't think there's a question on that. Okay, so Hatteran, I know that this will get my Fruity Pass revoked, but I truly have just never gotten the hype on this girl boss. I know, you don't have to tell me, I'm already subscribing to Axe Body Spray of the Month Club as we speak. I hope I get one of their fun names since, you know, like Phoenix Hate Crime or something like that. I don't know why, it's like everything is there, but it's just not adding up for me. Like snatched waist, incredible hat, lovely color palette, but for some reason it adds up to be kind of wonky. I don't really know why, especially when you compare it to the other corner.
Baby, you can't read the doll.
Trans. So very trans. So very, 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 very trans. Someone get this diva into a DJ booth stat. They are going to make a hit. Also, I just realized they're kind of having a trans off. Oh my god. So either way, it's kind of a win-win. Sylveon was kind of a turning point for Pokemon because after this legend was made and everyone collectively peed over it, baby, those games got so much gayer. The Pokemon, the trainers, the location itself. France, fruity as hell, baby. All fruitier. So while they both serve, Sylveon serves in a global impact kind of way. And I have to respect that, or I would be a homophobe. I would be a homophobe. Florges, flower and gorgeous, inventor of wordplay, inventor of the English language. I do love that for Mother. Also, arching that back like the rent is due tomorrow. You will never have to tell her to show more ass. It is instinctive for her. A camp queen. She does not know the meaning of too much. She wears a boa to Sunday brunch. She wears a white dress to someone else's wedding because who is that bitch to make it all about her on her wedding day? Off. Now Mischievous, an accessorizing diva. She is pounding the pavement with that makeup as well. A natural balayage to her hair, a natural beachy wave as well. Pretty c***y, but there is a slight disadvantage to Mischievous, and I'm so sorry to have to bring this up because I know she had no choice because she was an early generation and that's how the games worked. But her shiny is green. Mischievous, I mean this in the most respectful way I possibly can. So, not really a hard choice in that regard. Florges, congratulations, you're moving up, girl. Let's begin round 2! Oh, Lapras versus Ninetales. The girlies are fighting. The village elders are fighting. Damn, Ninetales said, oh, you got a great ass? I have 9, and they're flawless. But Lapras, in retort, said, do you have c***y pigtails? I think not, Diva. Ugh, so fire versus water. The classic struggle. But if there's one thing I've learned from literally any episode of Pokemon, you can look it up. It's every episode almost. Fire is weak to water. And I hate to play the type advantage card here, but if we have to pull hairs like that because you're both absolutely iconic, I think I'm gonna have to do it. Lapras, get on up there, girl. Ooh, 2 of my biases coming to bat. 1 from my opera pass, and 1 from my desperate need to be not like most girls and to pick the one that everyone else hates. Okay, here's where my brain is going. Primarina already made it past the first round of auditions. I think that is enough to use for clout against her other friends to prove that she's the better singer. Which 100% happens in opera. I really wouldn't recommend it. I think Meganium needs this. I think she's a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
She has survived an onslaught of hate for decades now, from the worst people you know. And you know what? Call it a lack of maturity, but I love to do things that piss people off that I don't respect. So for that reason alone, Meganium, keep the wig on, you're still in this competition. Okay, so... Oh, this is a bloodbath. This isn't even fair. This is like putting a high schooler into Wimbledon and being like, oh my gosh, congratulations, you made it past the first round. Anyway, okay, so your second round competition is 2008's Roger Federer. Another sports reference. Wow, this shirt is changing me. It's giving Mask. So I don't think this is particularly hard. I know you don't disagree with me on this. Milo Tick, here you go, girl. I think they're both a little petty. I think they're both really manipulative, but in like a really iconic way, you know? Like these girlies both financially abuse men. They are findoms to somebody out there, and that is so cool. Like I wish any rich people out there, if you find it really attractive, if I spend your money, call me. Call me. But that being said, there is one that is giving it to you every ball, and I do believe that is Gardevoir. Not to say that Jinx is not giving. I just feel that Gardevoir knows her proportions a little better. I think she knows her angles a little better. I think she deep conditions that hair a little bit more than yours, Jinx. I'm so sorry, it's a little fried, girly. I say with hair that I shampoo twice a day. I have no right, but here we are. So Gardevoir, moving on. Love your hair, hope you win. Ooh, this is hard. These women give me hope in this world, that I will survive this presidency and we will carry on. They said the trials are endless, but nevertheless, we still serve. I think Aurora's is gonna be okay. I don't think that she needs this at the level that Mega Diancie needs this. Look at how much this diva dressed for the occasion. She brought out her best. She brought out her Alexander McQueen. Like, we have to respect that. So Aurora, you will never know what all you have done for me, but please wear that like a badge of honor. Mega Diancie, carry on, and please do so for you and Aurora. You are representing both now. Y'all are gonna hate me. I know you all want me to move Kangaskhan on. I can hear it. I can hear it from here. But Pheromosa just does something for me, okay? I can't help it. Like, yeah, Kangaskhan works 2 jobs, but Pheromosa just got off a 16-hour serving shift at the factory. I know you have your biases, but it would be a disservice to motherhood, it would be a disservice to womanhood, and it would be a disservice to servitude if I did not pick Pheromosa for this, okay? Argue at the wall. I don't care. This is her moment. Ooh. Honestly, it's giving unstoppable force versus immovable object. Both giving it to you at max capacity, the likes of which should cause an implosion from the mere energy of them being near each other. So they both serve. So it does come down to one category. Camp. And I think we both know who wins that category. It's not a very hard competition in that regard. T-Reggie Rock with a handbag, it's not quite yet time to put that bag down. You're moving on. I mean, let's be honest, this is trans icon versus drag icon. I do feel like this is a classic versus new school, right? This would be like comparing Madonna to Sabrina Carpenter. Both fantastic, and arguably I like Sabrina more, but it would be a disservice to everyone that came before me if I ever picked Sabrina over Madonna. Oh, which look at that, I just hit my quota of how many gay things I have to say in a single video on YouTube. Beam me up, RuPaul, I am ready for my promotion. But again, I do have respect for my classics. Sylvian, I think you are the most prepared for the next round. All right, time for the quarterfinals. I do kind of adore that they're giving the same body type. They both said, ooh, wow, is that a neck? Look at that neck. I wish I had a neck. It's like a throat, but outside. But you know what? Who's gonna make me pee my pants more if I see you in person? Out of sheer excitement. It's Lapras. Meganium, I think we have made our message perfectly clear. The dumb knuckle draggers that think that you are a useless Pokemon have been called out and they have been shamed. So I think it is okay if we bid a graceful farewell to you and move on Queen Mother herself, Lapras. Congratulations, Lapras. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this. I do not think I can do this. This round settles it. There is no reality where I come out of this video undoxed. Two girl bosses with enormous, fierce fan bases to match the fierceness that they are serving on the daily for free. For free. I'm gonna need all you f***ers to be real cool during this round, okay? Because this is like choosing a child. This might be worse than choosing a child. I don't know if I could love my children more than I love these two. They are the mothers everyone wants. They are the sisters everyone could wish for. They are the best friends that would improve your life on the daily. But there is one that takes my breath away at every given opportunity. This comes from personal bias. This could be different at any given day. But today, I'm giving it to you, Milotic. Congratulations. Gardevoir, this was hard. This was hard. Okay, I have been singing her praises this entire time for how extravagant that dress is. But Pheromosa did say, I can do this naked girl, f it, I don't need a dress. And that is pretty slight. One tips every waiter they've ever had 30%. The other beats up homophobes in the back alley of a Wendy's. It's a tough choice. I have to go with my gut. I have to look at these two and say, who is making me go, ooh. It's Pheromosa. While I feel that Mega Diancie came here for the passion of it, Pheromosa makes this look like toddlers and tiaras. She said, sit down, bitch, mother is here. So Pheromosa, congratulations. Keep those boots sharp, girl, because you're gonna have to be stepping on some real necks now if you wanna win. Ladies, gentlemen, asexual rats, everything in between. I do fear that the camp can only take us so far in this. While Regirock with a handbag will always be my best friend, while Regirock with a handbag will always be the background of this tournament bracket, I do feel like I have to step outside of myself and think objectively for a second. And if we're comparing objectively, which one of these two Pokemon has a fan, apparently, that is naturally following them everywhere they go and letting a gentle breeze flow through their ribbons? That's right, it's Sylveon. Regirock with a handbag, I will see you for brunch on Sunday. We're gonna have a ball, we're gonna go tip a drag queen real good. But Sylveon, you're moving on, girl. All right, it's time for the semifinals. And what a beautiful semifinal it is. Soak it in. Soak it in. You're never gonna see it like this again, girls. Ooh, they are having a pigtail off. Beloved viewers, I believe we are at what they would call in science a impasse. We are down to an age-old dilemma. Which one is more valuable, a face card or
A big fat ass.
both serving you the most beautiful side-eye that would make you question any decision you've ever made in your life? They said, hey Diva, are you being financially responsible? No? Good. They both encourage you to buy little treats because you deserve it. It must be hard being around them and being so ugly in comparison every single day. Ladies, I want you both to know that you are both winners in my eye. This is all semantics at this point. You made it to the semifinals in a very, very competitive bracket. But they are both divas. I know they are both saying, I don't give a f. Tell me who won. And if I had to, I would go with Milotic. Like, she beat Gardevoir, okay? Like, don't make her fight anymore. She's exhausted. Man, I did not plan ahead very well because this is hard as shit. I will say no matter what, this is great because we have our trans representation and we also have our mean to men representation. And while Sylveon is little sweet precious angel baby girl, I think kindness is not a feature that gives you bonus points in a Diva tournament, right? Being mean, however, extra credit. Like, you hit someone with your car in the parking lot getting here? Okay, great, automatic semifinal. So while in any other capacity, kindness wins, f that today. I'm sorry, Pheromosa. It's Pheromosa. My beloved deviant little freaks, we've made it. The grand finale. Milotic, Pheromosa. I hold in my hand a singular image, and it's dead. I didn't charge it. Oh my God, every time.
You get a fast car.
I hold in my hand a singular image, and it's not connected to Wi-Fi. Oh my.
You get a fast car.
Hold in my hand a singular image, and that image will be the one who is the winner of the Pokemon Diva tournament. One has a face card that is impossible to decline. The other would beat me up in the parking lot if I didn't pick her. Who will win? After careful consideration with the judges, aka the little gay voices in my head that make me so annoying, the winner of the Diva tournament is Milotic. Congratulations, Milotic! Come up on stage, girl, get your Diva cup, you win! Here she is, the ultimate diva of all the girly pops. She the most slay! Told you I was an opera singer. And there we have it, the winner of our Pokemon Diva tournament. This legend fought tooth and nail, and I'm pretty confident that she has neither of those, so that's actually really impressive. So hold your Diva Cup with pride, legend. You earned it. Thank you so much for coming along on this ride with me. I am your referee, Blake, and I hope to see you in another Diva tournament. Please make this video really popular so we warrant making another. But before I go, the ever popular question, what have we learned from this video? Women Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. Do you want to be a diva? Well, a diva did do all that stuff. Also, if you want to see me between videos, please make sure to follow me on Twitch. I try to stream at least once a week. Also, we have a Discord if you want to keep up with what I'm doing and maybe have a little bit of input in the videos yourself. And thank you once again to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. And that about does it. Thank you so much. Keep on slaying, and I'll see you in the next video.